Hi, kindergarten stars. We've been talking about how scientists use their senses to explore the world and answer questions. And we are going to turn our scientist senses on a new subject, and it is the subject of trees. So trees are something that we find all over the world. We have a lot around us, and you guys spent some time collecting leaves to make your leaf man creations from leaves that fell on the ground. And that's actually where we're going to start our exploration of trees. So this is a book. It's a really cool book. It's called The Magic and Mystery of Trees, written by Jen Green. And the illustrations, which are maybe my favorite part, are by Claire McElfatrick. Cool name. So this book is what we call a nonfiction book or an informational text. And that means it's not a story. It's a book that gives us information about a topic. And our topic is trees. So trees are the big idea in this book. And everything inside it will teach us something about trees. Now, in a nonfiction book or an informational text, you often find one of these pages at the front of the book. It's called a table of contents. And what it does is it tells you all the different subjects that you can learn about here, and it gives you the page number that they're on. So because it's not a story, you don't have to read the book in order. So I can say, well, I want to learn about the forest family, and that's on page 40. And then you flip ahead all the way to page 40, and there it is, forest family, right there. So what we're gonna do is we are going to be learning a little bit about the leaves of a tree. So trees come in all different shapes and sizes, and so do their leaves. So I'm going to flip to the table of contents. I'm going to find the page that says leaves, page 18. I'm going to flip ahead to page 18 to read about leaves. Okay, and then we have a little activity to do. Next time you're outdoors, take a close look at a leaf. Leaves are very special because it's in the leaves that the tree works its magic by making its own food. So there's some different parts of leaves. One part of the leaf is the veins, and I have a leaf right here. So the veins are these parts that stick out along the back of the leaf. You can see them on the front of the leaf too. Veins are like tiny pipelines running through the leaf. They take in water from the tubes in the trunk's sapwood and carry food made by the leaves to the rest of the tree. Okay, so it takes in water, and then it also pumps back out the food that the leaf is making. This one's called light catchers. Broad-leaved trees spread their wide, flat leaves to capture as much sunlight as possible. Each leaf is like a miniature solar panel soaking up energy from the sun. So you'll notice some leaves on some trees the book described them as broad-leaved. So that means that it's a wide leaf. So there's a leaf like this, we might call it broad-leaved, as opposed to a little leaf like this. This would not be a broad-leaved tree. So a tree's leaves are for catching sunlight, and a leaf that has more space on it is going to be able to catch more sunlight. This one says, trees can't move from place to place, but they can very slowly turn their leaves to face the sun so that they can catch more sunlight. Each tree has leaves with a slightly different shape. They can be long and thin or wide and round. Flat, round leaves are good at catching sunlight, but also lose more water. And then this is a little bit of what we looked at when we collected leaves for our Leaf Man project. Leaves are green because they contain a natural pigment called chlorophyll. In fall, the green fades and other colors in the leaves can be seen. They turn yellow, orange, and brown. Also red, I would say. So in places that are like in a deep, dark forest, where the plants are very low down, trees that are way low down would have a broader leaf, right? A wider leaf, because they have to catch as much sunlight as they can, because it's very dark down there, so they have to catch what they can. But leaves that are up closer to the sunlight at the top of a tall tree, say, they might have smaller leaves like this. So you guys are going out exploring once again. It could be in your yard, it could be on the sidewalk, it could be in a park, wherever. There's lots of leaves on the ground. We're going to look at the different shapes of leaves, okay? And we're going to use a tool to help us do that. So we're using our sense of sight right now. And scientists record what they find, so we're going to use a cool way of recording what we find. So your first step is to go out and collect different shaped leaves, okay? So you don't want to have them all be one shape. Like around my house, we've got a lot of oak trees, so I have a lot of these type of leaves, so I had to go looking a little bit harder to find different shapes. Okay, now when you come back from your leaf hunt, you're going to need some tools. You are going to need a piece of just plain white paper, and you are going to need some crayons. Now, here's my plain white paper, and your crayons have a paper on top of them. And what I want you to do is I want you to actually peel the paper off, and try to do it without breaking the crayon. So the paper does help hold the crayon, keep the crayon from breaking, but if you are careful, it also helps keep your hands clean, right? So what you're gonna do is we're gonna record our leaves by rubbing them, and you're gonna need to rub with the side of your crayon, okay? So you need your crayon to look like this. Now I chose colors that are the same colors as the leaves that I picked up from the ground outside to do my rubbings with, okay? So after you have your leaves and your crayons without their paper on them, we are going to do a leaf rubbing. Okay, so I'm going to start with my oak leaf. I happen to know that this is an oak leaf, but you might not know what kind of tree your leaf came from, and that is okay. We are just going to be looking at the different shapes of leaves today. So what you want to do is you want to feel your leaf, and you want to put it down on your flat surface with the more bumpy side. So the veins in your leaf, there's one side where you can feel them more easily than the other side. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your leaf on the table, and then you're going to put your paper on top of your leaf, okay? And then you're going to take your crayon. I'm using a brown crayon for my brown oak leaf, and you are going to take it by the side, and you're going to rub along. Sorry if the camera's shaking, guys. Along the side of your crayon. You're gonna try and get the whole outline of your leaf. You have to press not crazy hard, but pretty hard to get all the little details in your leaf. So the harder I press, the more those little veins are coming out. Okay, so this gives me an idea of the shape of my oak leaf. Now, if I had taken the point of my crayon and colored, I wouldn't get the same outline as I did. So now it's hard to draw an oak leaf and make it really look like how it looks in real life. But now I can see these little tips. And so even when the oak leaf dries up or crumbles away, I have a recording of what it looked like, so I can study its shape. Now, you can do the same thing for other leaves that you find. Just put them under the paper. If you're using the same paper, you want to make sure that it's in a different spot, right? So I can kind of feel it under the paper. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to rub on the side of your crayon. This is not going to come out perfect, you guys. Remember, it's not going to be perfect. We're just trying our best. Okay, see how many different shaped leaves you can find. And we are actually going to try to identify what kinds of trees that you found. But you're going to need to take a picture of your leaf rubbings and post it on Google Classroom when you're all done. All right, you guys, go out and find those leaves, have some fun, and I can't wait to see what kind of leaves you bring back. Remember, be good scientists and use your sense of sight and also a little bit of your sense of touch, right? Yeah, feel those veins in the leaves. All right, I'll see you guys soon.